When I first started learning the saxophone, I thought that you had to be as pure as possible. Cane reeds, no alterations on the instrument, and just leaving it as natural as possible. But over the years, seeing professionals do different alterations on their instrument to allow them to perform the music the way they want to has changed my mind on what it means to be a saxophonist on the instrument. And synthetic reeds is one of those things that I have come to change my mind. So continue watching if you want to know what I have come to enjoy about synthetic reeds. Hey guys! Welcome to my channel. I'm Royce Phillips Jr., a saxophonist, a musician, and an overall guy who likes to learn and share some of the things that he's learning. Today I want to talk about synthetic reeds and what I have changed my mind about on synthetic reeds. As I was saying in the intro, I was quite the purist in what I believed what you should do on the saxophone. That the mouthpiece had to be a certain type of material or color, or the saxophone couldn't have any sort of alterations on it, and that reeds had to be cane reeds. But over the years, as I've seen professionals perform on different saxophones and making different alterations to allow them to express themselves the way that they want to musically, I've kind of changed my mind on what it means to have a quote-unquote right saxophone. For example, let me give you an example here of on the palm keys. I thought that you shouldn't add any sort of things because it would affect the way it sounded or the way it looked. But after seeing so many saxophone players add some sort of palm risers to their instrument, I kind of questioned it and was like, why are they doing that? What is it for? And should I think about doing that? And once I learned why they did that, then I decided to try it out and found it myself very useful. And so to me, this kind of makes me think of a lesson or principle that I learned from Ramit Sethi. Let me put my saxophone down first. Ramit Sethi is an author and well known for his blog or products for I Will Teach You to Be Rich. But this principle is a principle that I learned from him called the D to C principle, which basically means dismissive to curious. This is a really great way to think about different things in your life, of ways to improve and to question if some of your beliefs were incorrect. So dismissive being cane reeds are the way to go, no serious saxophone player adds any sort of palm key risers, and so on and so forth. And that's the dismissive part. But the curious part would be, well, why do saxophone players use palm risers? Why do saxophone players use synthetic reeds? And if synthetic reeds were so unpopular, why would there be so much variety? And not only that, those companies are still around and servicing those products. And, if the product wasn't good or not being serviced, then it probably wouldn't exist. And I thought I would buy some and experiment with synthetic reeds. And if you're enjoying the video so far, feel free to hit that subscribe button so that you know when future videos come out. I would love for you to come along for the journey of things that I enjoy about music, mindset, and the saxophone. So continuing on with the video, let's talk about synthetic reeds. There's a lot of different synthetic reeds on the market, and right now I'm just going to talk about one brand, and that is Legere. Legere is a really popular brand, and it's actually used by one of my mentors, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. When I first started out trying out synthetic reeds, I just bought one Legere just to see if I would like it at all. It is quite the investment. They're not cheap. You only get one reed per box. And so it's kind of like you don't really get much wiggle room. But good thing is I actually really enjoyed playing on that synthetic reed because it was really nice to try something new but also have something that was a little more convenient. After I tried out that one reed, I thought I'd try out a bunch of different cuts that they had so that I could see which cut that I enjoyed the most. I ended up trying out their signature alto saxophone signature one, their alto saxophone studio cut, and then I also tried out their alto sax American cut. Those were the three that I tried out, and I came to really enjoy the American cut for myself, and I'm using a size 2.75 for those of you that want to know. But let me give you some reasons as to why I enjoy them. Well, do I think that they're way better than cane reeds? I think that's up to the player themselves, what they enjoy playing. And for me, it's not about if one is better over the other, but in my current life, in my current time, the amount of time that I have, I find it to be extremely convenient. And the convenience of just being able to have the reed on the saxophone at all hours, and anytime I want to pick up the instrument, I can just pick it up and play right away. I don't have to worry about, is the reed wet enough? Is it dry? Because if you pick up, you know what, you've tried it, you've picked up a reed that was dry, and then it just ends up squeaking, and then you have to take it off, and it ends up being this whole ordeal. And look, I know it doesn't take up that much time, but say I'm working from home and I want to pick up my instrument for like 10 minutes. I don't want to use up 3 to 5 of those minutes wetting the reed so that I can then play. If I have those 10 minutes, I want to be able to pick up my instrument, play for 10 minutes, practice one scale or one idea through the keys or long tones. I just want to be able to have time on the instrument. So the convenience factor is super, super nice for me. And that's one of the big things. But 2 is also that it's consistent. When you get a box of reeds, every reed is completely different, and you don't know if one is going to be better than the other. And then not only that, the reed starts to age out and it starts getting softer and softer, or it starts to get a little moldy, or all these different things. This reed, it is pretty consistent for the most part. I know how it's going to play overall in the low register and the high register, and it's just there. It's not like I have to go and be like, oh, this is the one that's a scratchy reed, or this is the one that is a hard reed, or this one's a soft reed. And so like, since I'm playing a softer reed today, I need to play this way, or I'm playing a harder reed today. Now, if you're doing different things and you need different reeds for different situations, that's good. But for me, in this state of my life, I want to be able to just have that consistent reed so that I can have as much time on the saxophone that I can, because all the other hours in the day I'm doing other things. So it's really nice to just have the saxophone reed available to just play on right away. And one final thing for me is it's kind of cost effective. Not super cost effective, because it does cost a lot to get individual reeds and find the one that you are looking for. But once you kind of find the one that you like, you're not consistently just buying boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of reeds. So if you're looking for something to kind of buy and use for a little while and save a little bit on money, I feel like that's a really great thing about these synthetic reeds, is that they last a little longer, and so you don't need as many reeds to go through and consistently just purchasing boxes over and over and over. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I don't think synthetic reeds are superior to cane reeds. It's just, for me right now, I just really enjoy the convenience, the consistency, and the cost factor of it in my current life. Right now, I'm enjoying it. Probably in the future, will I experiment with other synthetic reeds or going back to some cane reeds? Probably, but currently I'm enjoying this to allow me the time on the instrument. So the lesson here is, if you're a busy professional, say you work a day job, or you're a busy student, or different things like that, try out synthetic reeds so that if you need something that allows you to pick up the instrument and start playing right away, think about synthetic reeds. And then if you find that you don't like it for those magical moments that you want to have, like a performance or recording, or you just want to play on a cane reed, there's very much use for that. But right now, for me, as a practice tool, it's really great to have these synthetic reeds. And that's why I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind about synthetic reeds. I think they're a great tool and a great other option outside of the traditional cane reeds. So give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you think about synthetic reeds or cane reeds, or whatever works best for you. I know I watched a video from Better Sax, and he said that some people might be allergic to cane reeds. And I didn't even know that. I didn't know people could be allergic to cane reeds. So maybe synthetic reeds are something that would be useful for you. But right now, in my state of life, I'm really enjoying these synthetic reeds, and I hope you give them a try, and hopefully you enjoy them as well. Something to be mindful of when performing or trying out synthetic reeds is that their scale is way different. So if you're used to playing Van Doren or Java or whatever other cane reeds, and you move the synthetic reeds, they have this chart where they show you all the difference and the comparisons. I feel like they're somewhat comparable, but not really. So it really does take a little bit of time and adjustment to figure out which size or thickness you would need for your mouthpiece. It will just be a big game of just trial and error. So give it a try and see what you like. But if you enjoyed this video, give this video a like and click that subscribe button so that you can get notified of future videos. And Hopefully you'll enjoy whatever video is offered to you next here. We'll see you next time.